and welcome to this painting video. In this video we'll be showing you how to paint the Gallo Dark terrain from the Kill Team Into the Dark box set up to Battle Ready. But before we begin we need to give our terrain hero an undercoat, and as you can see I have used Mechanica Standard Grey. And now we can start painting on our base coats. And for these we'll be using Lead Belcher for the silver details, Rhinox Hide for the brown details, Incubi Darkness for the dark teal details, Corax White for the white detailing, Runelord Brass for the brass details, and Corn Red for the red details. So let's get on with our Lead Belcher. So we're going to just dip into our pot here, and we're going to pop it on the palette. We're just going to thin it slightly with a touch of water. And make sure our brush is nice and pointy, and then we can start painting it onto the terrain. And for this we're going to just paint any metal details that you wish. So I'm going to use it on the bulk of the door, any piping as well. You can use it on any of the boxes on the wall. And you may just need a couple of coats just to get a nice smooth finish. Now that our Lead Belcher is dry, we can move on to the Rhinox Hide, and we're going to use this in the inside of the door panels. Just be careful to avoid the Lead Belcher we've already applied, but don't worry, if you do get a little bit on it you can always tidy up afterwards. Now we can move on to the Incubi Darkness, and we're going to just use this on any pipes and extra details that you want to be this colour. You may need a couple of coats just because we thinned it down a little bit so it doesn't dry up too quickly on the pipes. Now we're going to move on to Corax White, and for this we're going to use it on the lamps, and we're going to use it on any skulls as well. And don't worry if you go onto the metalwork of the lamp, we're going to paint that afterwards. Next we're going to use Runelord Brass. We're going to use this on the little nameplates, on rivets and on those lights. And finally we're going to apply Corn Red to any buttons, panels or lenses. And you can put it on any pipes that you want to be different colours. And now that our base coats are dry, we can move on to the contrasts. For these we'll be using Black Legion for the walls, Rattling Grime for the silver, teal and red details, and Croxagore Scales for the bronze details. And these three are going to be thinned down with contrast medium. And then we've got two more that aren't thinned down with contrast medium. We've got Imperial Fist for the lamps and Skeleton Horde for the skulls. So let's get on thinning those paints down. So we're going to take 1 part contrast medium. I'm going to pop that onto our palette. And then 1 part Black Legion. I'm going to make sure that we haven't got too much. We want to give that a good mix. It's still quite dark. And then we're just going to start applying that to the walls. So we don't want to apply too much because we want the grey of the scenery to still poke out. So we're just going to put it on lightly. We want to make sure it gets around all of the silver details, but we don't want to cover them just yet. And you find if it's slipping around and getting too heavy in some recesses, don't worry, take a clean brush and you can dab it up a little bit. And when this is drying, put your scenery down flat on the table so it doesn't pull too heavily towards the bottom. Now that the walls are dry, we're going to use Rattling Grime thinned down with contrast medium. So this is 1 part Rattling Grime to 2 parts contrast medium, and we're going to put that all over the silver, teal and red details. Next we're going to take 1 part Croxagore Scales and 4 parts contrast medium to make a thin glaze. We're going to apply that all over the bronze details. Next we're going to take Imperial Fist and we're going to put that over the lamps, and you can put it all over the metal as well. It gives it a nice glowing effect. And finally we're going to use Skeleton Horde and we're going to put that over the skulls. And now that our contrasts are dry, our Gallo Dark terrain is now complete. And there you have it, our Kill Team Into the Dark terrain is now battle ready. Be careful in those hallways, you don't know what's behind that door. By following these methods and techniques, you can apply this to any terrain in your collection. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy painting your own Kill Team Into the Dark box set, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye!